Howdy ho, everyone. And, man, these stills are old. But, hi. I have a few things I want to get off my chest before I get into the topic at hand. As you can see, these stills are kind of old, and I'm going to be replacing them probably after this video. And I have a few name changes. Instead of me going by just Snoobs, I'd rather go by Void, Snoobs, or Archive. Mostly, I want to stick to Void. I'd rather not continue going by my real name while on the internet, kind of just to avoid any issues, you know? You gotta have that persona online. And I know my friends can still call me by my real name, but only when we're in private. But anyway, let's get to the topic at hand. OCs! Most of us probably already know what OCs are, as a lot of us are artists. But for the people who really don't know, an OC is an acronym for original character. And you've seen a lot of it nowadays in your favorite movies, in your favorite TV shows, from your favorite artists. Almost everybody you know makes OCs. And it's really not that difficult. I mean, sometimes the process can be, but once you get the gist of it, it comes with the flow. Even nowadays, it's kind of hard to make an original character due to the fact that almost everybody is inspired by other people. Like, you make a character and someone will say, oh, this looks similar to insert favorite show or movie or some type of media here. And sometimes it makes you feel a bit upset because maybe you didn't get inspired by said media. You just made it on your own without any other thoughts. And that's where the issues comes in. Originality, as I said earlier, is kind of hard to get when everybody's being inspired by other people. Being original is kind of hard in the first place. Because in our lives, we're always being inspired by other people, being motivated by other people and what they do. We look up to people as idols, mentors, and it's kind of just difficult to be your own person, at least not until you're an adult. And a lot of artists nowadays are more as minors, I'd say. Yeah, most of us are minors. And are very impressionable. Usually they'll make their own persona or original character based on one of their favorite shows, as I've seen in other people's work, so the Friday Night Funkin'. I have seen people make OCs and put it in the game itself as a mod. And I've also seen people take the said characters in the game and turn them into other characters. I'm not saying this is a bad thing, but it does allow new upcoming artists to have a start, an insight into, the art world and creating their own work. And we know there are some really big original characters that almost everybody loves. Hassan Hotel, Lackadaisy, The Amazing Digital Circus, and so many more. We got so many old TV shows like SpongeBob, Steven Universe, Regular Show, Amazing World of Gumball. Hell, I'll even say Winx Club, because I know there's some girls who like that show, and it's getting revived, as I heard. But let's just kind of dive into what makes an original character. So, as someone who has made over hundreds of quote-unquote original characters, what does it take to make an original character? I honestly, from my experience, will say when the term original character is placed, I would say it's original to you. You made it. It is yours. It is your idea, your creativity, your imagination. But I think in a more logical sense, an original character is like a one of a kind. No one else has made this but you. This is your own. And no one else has ever seen this before. Let's take, for example, SpongeBob. SpongeBob is a great example of an original character. Before him, there was no one who had the idea to create a talking sponge who works at a fast food restaurant as the main and only chef. No one has ever came up with the idea to have such a, honestly, terrible best friend. And no one has thought to make a disgruntled next door neighbor whose only main passion is to play a clarinet. When SpongeBob was created, it was one of its kind, and people loved it. People really liked SpongeBob SquarePants, and it is still considered an icon to this day, and I think all around the world. You see that silhouette of that silly guy who lives in a pineapple, and you're like, oh, that's SpongeBob. That, I believe, is what kind of makes an original character. The newer original characters, what I would say is like the Amazing Digital Circus. We'll go with Pomni. Yes, there has been jester characters and clown characters, but this one is an original clown or jester character. I believe she's a jester. Yeah, she's a jester. Pomni is one of a kind because there has not been a character such as her, a very anxious and self-aware and very hesitant type of character. There may be someone out there who probably has a character like her, but as of now, we know that there has been no other character who is kind of like Pomni. Well, let's move on to to talk about what it takes to make an original character. And as I said, it doesn't take much to create an original character. All it takes is pen or pencil or drawing tablet if you are a digital artist. It takes probably some inspiration. If not, then it takes just your brain and your imagination. Now, let's take, for example, my character, Beef Patty, who I drew. I don't know what point I'm talking, and I already drew him, but... So, Beef Patty is my original character. What I did was I thought about one of the things that I liked, and I thought about food. I love me a good cheeseburger. Like, I would probably get one from Rally's or Five Guys. And I wanted something that I could relate to, something that could comfort me and would, put a smile on my face after I drew him. And so I came up with the idea that I'd make him a sort of sort of a bear cat-like creature. Because, there's brown bears and brown cats. I love me some cats. And I wanted to have the color palette and sort of the look that a burger would have, such as the bun beanie, the ketchup, mustard, and mayo jacket. Honestly, the jacket kind of looks like the color of mayo chup. And that's how he was made. I even made him some siblings, which one was a pizza, one was based on my favorite flavor of chips, and one was based on popcorn. And that was the process for that character. And let's talk about another one. There's one, again, I don't know when this will be showing up in the drawing. But there's one with pink hair and looks like a fox or some sort of animal. Their name is Cupid. How I created them was just from my imagination. I was given 3 colors, white, pink, and red, and I just drew them on a whim when I was dueling with my friends. And honestly, there is no really right or wrong way to create an original character. But there are, of course, some do's and don'ts. Some do's and don'ts when it comes to creating said character. Like, what you do is you have fun with it, you make it as colorful as you want, as bland as you want. You can use references when it comes to like outfit design or hairstyles or what kind of eye style you would like to try or what art style you want to try. And all that's all good. You can have as many colors as you want. You can have as many little colors as you want. You can make them big, tall, angry, nice, all that good stuff. But it is recommended and kind of heavily asked that you do not make characters that are against certain minorities, such as, against people of color or against the queer community, or relating to some bad things in real life, such as being associated with a certain World War II party who follow the man with the silly mustache. So that is sort of what I have to say about creating characters or original characters. There's really no limits to how many or how little you can make. There's really no limits on what they can look like. Well, there kind of is, such as you can't really make them look like certain political figures or look like a stereotype. But in the end, what matters is that you're having fun and you really like what you've created. And if you don't, then usually you can always put them up and sell them for money or for art, because maybe someone else might love it and give it a proper quote-unquote home. So that is my personal take on creating OCs. You don't have to exactly take my word for it, and you don't have to exactly follow the way that I have explained. That's just how I work on creating my original characters, and I've seen that's how other people do it. But if there's another way that works for you, good on you and keep doing it, because no one's gonna stop you. So that's all I have for today. I hope I see you in the next video. Please leave a like, subscribe, and hey, if you want to say something, give me a comment and I'll probably reply to you. Also, not really a shameless plug, but I am doing commissions. I don't know if I should say this as early as this, but I thought it'd be nice to just plug it in. I do have links on my profile. I'll probably link them in the description. And I hope to see you guys next time. Stay comfy, everybody.